Good evening, I'm Jeff Neilson. I'd like to thank the Northville Republicans for putting this event together and giving us the opportunity to hear the questions and provide needed information. I'm a lifelong resident of Southeast Michigan. When at the young age of 20, I went to the University of Michigan, and I was a Republican precinct delegate at that time. So I've been involved as a ardent Republican for my entire life, starting at the age of 20. I've worked and been involved with the party throughout that time, no going off the reservation to support other candidates, stayed true to that. In the early 90s, aside from still having an interest in general partisan politics, I became very active in judicial politics because at that time I recognized, being a constitutional conservative, the importance of electing rule of law judges who will not legislate from the bench. Actually, I recognized it a lot earlier when Roe v. Wade came down in the early 70s. But I worked hard to elect and counsel people running for judicial office. Northville's own Justice Brian Zara and I met quite a while ago. I consulted with him in his '96 re-election to the Wayne County Circuit Court, worked in his re-election in 2006, and regularly advised him in both the Supreme Court elections in 2012 and 2014. He personifies the type of common sense rule of law justice. I've also been blessed, having been appointed on 2 occasions by the Michigan Supreme Court to serve on the Attorney Grievance Commission. This is the agency that is responsible for the investigation and prosecution of attorney misconduct. Obviously, attorney misconduct involves breaching of ethical duties, so I was flattered to receive these an appointment and a reappointment, and I currently serve as the secretary of the commission. In terms of the interest in running for politics, always wanted to. This presented an opportunity with Representative Heisey's retirement. I'd never run against an incumbent Republican, and this gave me the opportunity to really fulfill something that I've thought about doing for a long time. And I'm very happy to say that, having been a partner in a law firm that I founded with 2 other people back in 1985, it was just the 3 of us. We now have over 30 attorneys. That perspective of being the owner of a small business, seeing the challenges that a small business owner must face in terms of making payroll, dealing with government regulations, complying with laws like the Affordable Care Act. It's given me true insight of the challenges that a local business has to face. And being an attorney and engaged in the legal system, whether it's the family court with people involving divorces, the probate court, people having to contend with guardianships or adult conservatorships, or just flat out probate litigation, I see on a daily basis the types of challenges that everyday people face and how the legal system could be made more user-friendly to really help people. And one reason why I haven't really fulfilled my dream of running, because the circumstances weren't right. I do not take on a responsibility unless I'm prepared to devote 100% effort to fulfilling the responsibilities that job has to the person who occupies that position. I have great partners. The partners at my law firm, I've been my partners for over 20 years. They are so supportive of this effort, and I'm blessed to have their support, because they recognize, they know that every job I've done for that firm is that the reason we've been around and persevered for over 30 years, growing from basically 4 employees to over 60 employees, creating jobs for families, that's an indication of what I bring to the table in terms of looking for this position. And it's not like I'm a stranger to the legislative process. I have, on occasions over the last 15 years, actually worked with local representatives to suggest legislation. And getting legislation passed, there's a lot of bills that are introduced in the legislature that don't go anywhere. So to get a bill introduced and the attention to it, I've been involved with that. And I can say there are 4 pieces of legislation that my fingerprints are all off, So the point is that I think the 20th District needs a representative who will hit the ground running, will know the process, know what it takes to get legislation effectively dealt with and passed. So again, I will be asking for your support on August 2nd, and I appreciate the opportunity.